They say the Udala tree near the Umuahia market still holds memory, and if you pass by on an Orie market day, when the sun is low and the wind soft, you might hear two names in the breeze, Adanne and Ifeoma. They say time erases love, that exile kills it, that death buries it. But beneath one quiet tree, two sisters proved love doesn't die. It waits and it endures. In a quiet village where life moved with the rhythm of market days, lived two sisters, Adanne, gentle as morning light, steady as stone, Ifeoma, bold as fire, laughing even when storms rolled in. They were more than sisters. They were each other's shield. Their favorite place was the old Udala tree behind the marketplace. A tree that had watched them grow, sheltered secrets, heard their laughter, and caught their tears. Their mother used to say, "When the world turns its back on you, let your sister be your front." And for many years, that was enough. Then Adanne was chosen to marry the son of a wealthy farmer from a neighboring village. A match the whole family celebrated, a future secured by lands, cows, and status. She left home in beads and white cloths, weeping quietly. Back then, they still shared everything: stories, letters, laughter under the tree. Adanne returned often with roasted groundnuts, fresh palm oil, even toys for Ifeoma's future children. But love, real love, never arrives quietly. Ifeoma fell in love with Osondo, poor, gentle, steady, but also an Osu, an outcast caused by the ancient caste system. To love him was to walk into exile. To marry him was to burn bridges forever. Her mother wept, her aunts wailed, and Adanne, she was torn. One evening beneath the Udala tree, Adanne pleaded, "Ifeoma, the village will never forgive you. You'll be cast out. Please think again." But Ifeoma looked her sister in the eye and said, "Let them cast me out. I choose love. But promise me you won't cast me out soon." Adanne held her hand tighter. "Then we'll meet here every Orie market day. If the world won't let me come to you, I will meet you where the world has no walls." And that's how the Udala tree, standing quietly near the marketplace, became their sacred ground, because no one could visit Ifeoma's home, not even her sister, not after she married an Osu. But Adanne refused to abandon her. Every Orie day she returned, sometimes with swollen feet from long walks, sometimes carrying a baby, sometimes quiet from grief, but always she came. And Ifeoma, always there first, with a woven basket, roasted yam, and the heart still open. Their love, forbidden by men, survived in that little space beneath the Udala's shade. Until one Orie day, Adanne didn't come. Ifeoma waited, and she waited the next Orie, and the next. The fruits in her basket began to rot. The space beside her grew colder. Market women began to gossip. "She's waiting again. Poor thing, she doesn't know." Adanne had died giving birth, buried quietly in her husband's compound. No one told Ifeoma, because she was an Osu, because she has crossed a line they never forgave. It was Mamuju, the pepper seller, who broke the silence. She sat beside Ifeoma and told her gently, "Your sister is gone, my child. She died weeks ago. They said you didn't need to know because of who you married." Ifeoma didn't scream. She didn't weep. She simply unwrapped the roasted corn she brought that morning, placed one gently beside her on the bench, and sat in silence. From that day forward, she never missed an Orie market day, even when her hair turned silver, even when Osondo, her husband, died in his sleep, even when the market changed and faces faded. She always came. because Adanne once crossed a world for her, and she would cross time to keep that promise. Until one Orie day, she didn't come. They found her in her bed, peaceful, smiling. In her hand was a carved Udala fruit, a gift from Adanne long ago. That day, the villagers saw her not as Ozu, not as an outcast, but as a sister. They buried her beneath the Udala tree, the place where love had lived, long after everything else had died. Now that tree leans gently towards the breeze, and on Orie market days, if your heart is still and the wind is kind, you might hear two names carried on the air, Adanne and Ifeoma. Beneath a tree that bore both fruit and memory, two sisters rest, one in the earth, one in the wind, but both forever home.
Thank you for watching African Tales by Mumsteak. If this story touched your heart, like, subscribe, and share. More real African stories await you here.